3.50 for all of the, quote, hard cases combined. So they're kind of taking all of these cases that are often presented as hard cases, and they're kind of summing them up to be about 3.5% of all of the hard cases. So that's making to 19 years of age, it is abortions. The numbers really do seem to be a social reason having abortions, ending to this very thing there. So this is the question that we are going to ask and try to ascertain today. And of course, again, understanding that if the answer to that question is yes, that's God's word. Is partisan, like you and I are arrive at the doctrine of the Trinity logically. So again, as we look through some of these verses here, we'll see what seems to be the Bible's understanding about the condition of one's. So excuse me here while I'm going to. All right, so then we also have Psalm 130, which reads as follows: being made in secret. That's another important verse there, which says, a loud cry, blessed are you among women, verse 22, although we will have to get in. There is no harm, the wound, stripe for stripe. So, based off of all of these verses here, let me ask you here, what seems to be the Bible's understanding of the state of one's personhood in the womb? Developed yet, who you are. But when Christ returns, what? We're risen up from the dead, body and soul. That way. The Bible always ties this, and of course, again, right, between what we've seen with Jeremiah, again, notice here with Isaiah, right, he was called from his mother's womb. He was called to be a prophet from his mother's womb. Together, and we're not seeing, I've seen someone say that, well, but that was the argument that they were making. So again, you really get into some dangerous territory there. If you want to say that you have a living human being, but they're not a person. And of course, again, biblically speaking, I think that the Bible makes it clear, taking of one of the mother, though connected, but this is a separate issue. You're not demolishing the whole rule, but again, it's a separate issue there. And so it shouldn't. There might be times. Now what I want to do is I want to look to object. I'm talking about this in a more academic. As we are talking about the objections, we're dealing. He was very clear, in this instance here with the argumentation. Again, objection of those who are pro-birth, but once they're born, big issue. But what this comes, well, that doesn't really have anything against the death penalty. But if the government really say that you're in, whether or not abortion is murder, successful abortion, a baby dies. That's why they're not the same. It's very easy. So again, that's with that is the natural think how they act sexually. And again, this is not me trying to be mean, but that's just the result of it. Why? Because pregnancy, it comes from, I think, is the fact that one that's often cited, we have to kill this baby over upon your body is for it into everything neatly. Sometimes rights have to be trampled on. And there's a situation where this is like this. For example, let's say that I have a boat. Use of my boat until what? Woman is an important thing to recognize, though, because we're talking about the life of the baby. This is why, if it was just what the woman is doing with